feed the prana or the energy in your body to awaken, opening up yourself from the inside out. Balancing any worry this morning with self-love and kindness. So if you're just joining us online, welcome. We're practicing the Ujjayi breath, where you tone the back of your throat so that you hear your breath in your ears, much like a seashell holding up to your ear and listening to the sounds of the waves. Join 3 more cycles of the Ujjayi breath. When you feel complete, you can return to your natural breath. Just take a moment to ask yourself, how am I feeling in this moment? Letting that simmer up into your heart. Let's bring our hands together now at our heart center in Anjali Mudra. Fingers crossing together, thumbs connecting to our heart. And let's chant the sound of Om 3 times together to move sound through our bodies, moving any stuck energy. We'll take a full deep breath in together. Release your hands. Slowly open your eyes. Find your hands on your collarbones, the top of your chest. Drop down an inch below into the hollows. This morning we're going to massage our points that we normally thump. We're going to massage deeply. So you're just going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth like we normally do for our wake up practice, activating the meridians, moving any stuck energy that our organs need to receive to be healthy and vibrant. And if you notice these points are sore, then you know that this is your work. And I want you to massage a little bit deeper, continuing to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, just being really kind and loving to yourself. Nice step forward with courage and trust. Good. Then we're going to come to the center of our sternum bone at the center of our chest, and we'll massage here on our thymus gland, our direct entry to our immune system, sending it messages to be strong. I love myself deeply, and I accept myself completely. I love myself deeply, And I accept myself completely. One more cycle of your breath. Good. Slide your hands to the sides of your low ribs. Massage here on your spleen meridian points. I nourish myself with love. The spleen being one of the organs of the earth element that is the eternal nourisher of our body and another governor of our immune system. So we want our spleen to be able to be strong in its job to nourish and to cleanse our blood. One more cycle of your breath. Good, then just slide your fingers directly to your front ribs under the breast, and we're going to massage here on these spleen neurolymphatic points that drain excess lymph from our spleen, releasing any toxins. 2 more cycles of your breath. Good, shake off your hands, find your cheekbones directly under your pupils, massaging here on your stomach meridian points. The stomach is the other organ that the earth element governs. It's our ability to digest and assimilate our food and our nutrients and to ground ourselves. Still breathing in through the nose and out through your mouth. One more time. Good. Relax your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes and just pause here in silence. Noticing what you're feeling. We'll continue to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. As we tap our hand to our thigh, same side. Then we're gonna pause, shake off our hands and cross over, opposite hand to opposite thigh, getting the energies of our body crossing over. Really allows our body to reset and to heal any imbalance, any stress or trauma that we've experienced. One more cycle of your breath. We'll pause. Place your hands in front of your pubic bone off your skin. And you're going to seal into your body an energy field, your intention for your practice this morning. What would you like to focus on? Let that bubble up into your awareness as you inhale your hands up the center line of your body, cup your hands out your mouth, exhale your arms up and right back down in front of your hips. 3 more times with your breath. Sending your intention out into the universe. And we're gonna hook it all up, placing one finger in our navel, one finger at our third eye, between our eyebrows. Press in and pull up 3 cycles of your breath, in through the nose, out through your mouth, aligning you to your center, balancing your emotions. And release your hands. Switch the legs that have been on top if your legs have been crossed. Ground your sitting bones down into your prop and walk your hands out in front of you. Keep your heart lifted, shoulders back. We're just going to stretch in our spine and into our low back, so you'll go as deep as feels good for you for 3 cycles of your breath, staying rooted down through your hips. Think about roots growing down through your sitting bones, spreading wide around you and connecting to the roots of your neighbors, your friends, your family. Good, then slowly walk your hands back in toward your body, go over to the left diagonal and walk your hands out. So now you're really targeting your right side of your body, the right hip. Just going to the edge that you begin to feel a stretch there. And we're going to continue with the Ujjayi breath now. So that's in through the nose and out through the nose with that tone in the back of your throat. And then walk your hands over to the right diagonal. Reach your left hip back and down into your prop. 3 Ujjayi breaths here. Walk your arms back out in the center one more time down the center line, stretching your spine, rooting your hips. And then walk your hands back up. You're going to uncross your legs and bring your feet onto the floor out in front of you with your knees bent. You're going to walk your feet a little bit wide. Hands are behind you to support you. You'll root your heels down and pick your toes off the earth. Spread your toes. So we're going to do like a seated windshield wiper. So we're going to let our knees release to the right. And then when your knees are moving toward the floor, you're going to wiggle. You're going to wiggle your hips, wiggle your knees. Let gravity release congestion in your knee joints and in your hips. Breathe. You can't do this wrong. You do your version, right? All right, just pause. Let your knees come up. Everyone's like, I'm already paused. And then go to the other side. Any movement, it can be micro movements. It doesn't have to be big movements. But just let the tissue get a little wiggle. Let your knees release. Yeah, that's good. 2 more breaths. Good, and then let your knees come up. You're going to slide off of your prop and slowly come into a standing bent knee forward bend. So the knees are really bent. Your spine is releasing toward the ground. Take a hold of your elbow tips. This is all about your hips and your spine releasing. This isn't about your hamstrings in this moment. 3 Ujjayi breaths here. Thanking gravity for helping to pull tension out of your spine and neck. Then we're going to cover our big toes with our hands. We're going to trace up our spleen meridian. So think about your spleen drawing up earth energy, which is nourishing and supportive. So imagine you're doing that as you sweep your hands to the inner ankles, up your inner shins. You're slowly rising to standing, inner knees, inner thighs, up the sides of your torso, past your armpits, back down to your low side ribs where those spleen points live. Massage vigorously, and then shake it out. Inhale and sweep your arms up overhead. As you exhale, you're going to weave your arms back and forth like a horizontal figure 8. Bending forward again to this bent knee, Uttanasana or forward bend. Grab a hold of your elbow tips, release your spine. These forward bends are so good at supporting healthy digestion and elimination. Again, the earth element really governs that. And we'll do it again, hands on your big toes. Inhale, sweep your hands to your inner ankles, up your inner shins. Grab a hold of that nourishing earth energy, up the inner thighs, up the sides of the body, back down to your low side ribs. Rub the spleen points. Good, shake it out. Okay, so now we're going to come into a moving squat. And so your feet can be firmly on the floor. You can also take a folded or rolled blanket or your bolster. Set that behind you so your heels can rest on it. So you still have support under the feet. You don't have to go into a deep squat in what we're going to do. You decide what your edge is. What we're going to do is we're going to cross our arms in front of our body so our right arm is in front. We're going to take our thumbs to our earlobes. Yep, exactly. So hold there. Now you're going to put the tongue at the roof of your mouth. Breathing Ujjayi breath. Now let your knees bend. Take your weight in your heels. Squat down. Inhale. As you exhale, press into the earth and slowly rise up standing. We're doing this 11 more times with your breath. Inhale, squatting as deep as feels comfortable for your knees and hips. Exhale, back up to standing. Our ability to squat allows us to walk freely for as long as possible. So to bring this movement into your knee joints and your hip joints is very important as we age, as well as is helpful in having healthy digestion and elimination. So if you go to Japan, a lot of the Asian countries, they all squat with whatever they're doing. Playing cards, making a meal, just to sit around and talk with friends. They're all squatting. They're not sitting in chairs. Inhale to squat. Exhale to slowly come up to standing. You're doing this at your own pace 3 more times. When you arrive to standing again, release your hands and place them over your heart center. Now you're going to bend your knees and bring your hands to the ground or blocks. We are now going to come into a squat. We're going to hold for a few breaths. So make sure you have support under your heels. Your hips are releasing toward the ground. Now, if this simply is not going to work for you, you can choose to come and sit on your mat and draw your knees into your chest, like so. This will also be helpful. Otherwise, your hips release toward the ground. You could put a block under your hips. If you want to not go as deep, maybe you'd like to put a block here. Yeah, or 2 blocks. You can also stack blocks. So I'm just giving you options. You're breathing. If you have to take a break, go ahead. Keep your spine lifted. This is really good. 3 more breaths. You're doing great. Okay, then you can slowly Lift your hips up toward the sky. Step off of your heel support if you had one. Release your spine towards the earth. Come back into the bent knee, forward bend for 3 Ujjayi breaths. Place your hands over your big toes. As you inhale, sweep your hands to your inner ankles, inner legs, all the way up, sides of your body. Past the armpits, back down to the spleen points, rub vigorously, and then shake it off. All right, good work. So you can clear your mat, but have your blocks available to you at the top of your mat. Hey, doggy, I'm gonna have to move you. Move any dogs off your mat. Come and stand in mountain pose at the top of your mat. Take a moment to relax your feet into the earth. Think about roots growing deep down and then spreading out wide and connecting to the roots of people around you. Even if you're home alone right now, connect to your neighbors, connect to your friends that live miles away, family. The earth element teaches us about our relationship to ourselves and our relationship to our friends, our family, our pets, our jobs, whatever we're in relationship to. So as you inhale, you're going to sweep your arms up overhead. As you exhale, let your knees bend, float your spine towards the earth, come back into the bent knee, forward bend. You can put blocks under your hands. Step your right foot back into a straight leg lunge. So it's in its own lane, and your front knee is bent over your front ankle. You're on the ball of your back foot, so the heel's lifted. Good. What we're going to do here is we're going to inhale and slowly straighten our front leg. And then as we exhale, we'll bend our knee back over our ankle again. So we're going to do this 3 more times with our breath. Inhale, slowly straighten your front leg through the grounding of your front foot. Exhale, knee above your ankle. 2 more times with your breath. Let your navel move in and up toward your spine. Then let's bend our front knee, come into the straight leg lunge, lift through our heart, send our shoulders back, breathe in, breathe out, reach out your back heel. 1 more time, inhale, exhale, extending through the back heel. Good. Use your core to step forward to switch sides. Left foot takes a big step back on the ball of your back foot. Front knee is over your ankle. Inhale, press down to the big toe mat of your right foot and slowly straighten your leg as if you're drawing energy stockings up your leg, moving your thigh bone back. Exhale your knee, bend over the ankle. Move with your breath. Make sure your front knee isn't going past your ankle right now. If it is, see if you can shimmy your back foot back a little bit more. Good. And then we're going to bend the front knee, come into the straight leg lunge for 3 breaths. Think about extending out your back heel, flushing some fresh blood into your calves, releasing tension there. On your inhale, step forward. Going back to the first side, right foot steps back in its own lane, straight leg lunge. Back leg is straight, front knee is bent. This time, when we slowly straighten our front leg, we're going to keep it straight as best as we can. Then we're going to inhale and reach out the crown of our head and out our tailbone. As we exhale, we're going to hinge at our hips and bow our chest any amount toward our straight leg. We're going to breathe here. You can flow. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, bow your heart toward your shin. 2 more times. In any place that feels like you're still loving and honoring yourself, you're not going beyond your edge. Good, then bend your front knee, step forward. Second side, left foot steps back on the ball of your back foot, heel lifted. Press into the ball of the mound of the big right toe and slowly straighten your front leg. Draw those energy stockings up your leg, drawing the kneecap up toward your hip and opening the back of the leg. You can stay right here. Just straightening the leg is a lot of work. If you'd like to go deeper, you can hinge at your hips and bow your heart toward your shin. 3 breaths. Bend your front knee. Step forward. Come into a bent knee, forward bend. Hands can be on the blocks or let them release to the floor or hang on to your elbows. Place your hands on your big toes. Let's sweep up our spleen meridian, up the inner thighs, inner shins and then inner thighs, up the sides of the body. Back down to the low ribs on the sides of your torso. Rub vigorously and shake it out. Okay, so we are going to turn to the right long edge of our mats. And with your blocks, you're going to set them up behind you at the tallest height to begin. They're behind you on the back edge of the mat. So we're going to take a wide stance with our feet so that our toes are tracking toward the long edge of the mat. Now use your arms out like wings and see if the wrist is over your ankle. That will guide the width of your feet. So Marilyn, you might be able to take a little wider stance. And if not, then you're good. Yeah, then you're good. So it's just a guide, and then lower your arms. Okay, so we're going to turn our right foot out to a 90-degree angle. Our left foot is going to turn about a 45-ish degree angle to the right. You're just moving your toes so they're a little bit more toward the direction of your right foot. Good, so triangle pose is the pose we're gonna work in today, our standing pose of the day, we'll call it. And so with triangle pose, we're looking for our legs to stay straight. And that again can be a lot of work, but you do the best you can. Now your torso and your belly are turned toward the long edge of your mat as best as you can. Marilyn, turn your right foot out a little bit more to the right. Yeah, there you go, good. Now your arms are going to extend out like wings. You're going to inhale and reach your right arm forward as you tack your left hip back. Your side bodies are long. You're going to continue this windmill action as you bring your hand to your shin or to your block, so the block's right next to your shin. And now revolve your belly and chest a little bit more to the left. The top arm reaches toward the sky. Now if that doesn't feel yummy in your shoulder, please put your hand on your hip and keep working. The right side of your body is moving around to the left. Breathe. What to do with my head? I want it to be in line with my spine, so I don't want to drop it. I want to reach long through the back of the neck and the crown of the head. That looks really good. Okay, now to come up, I want to use my legs and my core to come up without bending my front knee. Ah, that's a lot of work. Good job. Lower your arms. Turn your right foot in. Turn your left foot out. So you're turning it to the left, and it is, your toes are tracking to the long edge of, the short edge of your mat. Make sure the foot is really clear. Penny Doggy, I don't think everyone can see my foot because you're in it. Yes. Okay, so we'll do the same thing on the second side. Both legs are straight. Spread your wings. Inhale, move your right hip back and extend and reach out your left side body. Then the hand will come down and land either on your shin or your block. It's right by your shin. Now your left rib cage is going to turn any amount more to the right. Your gaze right now is toward the side. It's not looking up at the sky right now, putting pressure on your neck vertebrae. We're just going to support the neck long through the crown of the head, breathing in, breathing out. One more time. Excellent. Now use your leg strength and core to rise up strong. Then lower the arms. Turn your left foot forward and pause here. Let's heel toe or step our feet together and come into mountain pose. And if you need to do a little shake off, let the body shake off. Good job. Everyone online still with me? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Good. Everyone in the room is still with me? Thumbs up, thumbs down. All right, so we're gonna come back into this wide stance again. Just simply doing this is such a good hip opener, as you can probably feel. So now we're going to bend our knees. And we're going to hinge at our hips and bring our left hand down on the floor, right in the middle and then slightly in front of our feet. You can put a block under your hand. That's more supportive for you. And now right here, you're going to move your inner thighs in toward each other and then back, straightening your legs. So you could bring your block up to a higher level to help that to happen. So we're gonna come into a twisted forward bend. So your right hand's on your hip. You're going to turn your belly to the right, revolve your chest, let your top shoulder clear. If that feels okay, reach your arm up toward the sky. Putting that twist in the belly, cleansing the organs of toxins. Tuck your chin in toward your heart so it's not flailing back behind you. Inhale deeply. Exhale, lower your right hand down to the block or the floor. And we'll go to the second side. Left hand on your hip. So right here, ground through your feet, grow your roots, and reach long through the crown of your head. Then revolve your belly, chest, and top shoulder to your left. And only if your top arm is clear do you reach it up toward the sky. Breathing deeply, that Ujjayi breath. One more cycle of your breath. And as you exhale, lower the hand down. You can fold here in a deeper wide angle forward bend, or you can stay halfway lifted so the spine is still long, your lungs are lifted. Wherever you decide to be, 3 full breaths. And come up halfway. Place your hands on your hips. Ground through your feet. Rise up slowly with an open heart. Shoulders back. Good work. We'll heel toe our feet together and come and stand in mountain pose. Okay, we're going to do an energy medicine yoga practice of helping to transform any worry we're feeling into self-love. So we're going to place our hands on the sides of our ribs, right over our spleen points, like we're hugging ourselves. This is called cradling the baby. We'll come into the Ujjayi breath, toning the back of the throat, and close your eyes. We're going to begin to rock now side to side, just like if you were rocking a baby to sleep. Then on your next inhale, you'll release your arms, reach them up toward the sky, pull down 4 times any help from heaven you need today. As you exhale, now sweep your hands behind your ears 3 times. Then we're going to hinge at our hips, come into the forward bend with our knees bent, hands come to the floor. Step or place your hands under each foot, palm side up, as if you're stepping on your hands. And as you inhale, you're going to rise up with your spine and heart. And as you exhale, you'll fold your spine deeper. 2 more times with your breath. Then release your hands, place them over your big toes, and we'll sweep up our spleen meridian, up the inside seam of our legs, gathering up that nourishing earth energy up the sides of the body, past our armpits. Come back down, massage your spleen points deeply. Good, shake out your hands. All right, good work. So we're gonna make our way now onto our hands and knees. Now for what I'm gonna show you, some of you might really like a bolster, and some of you might not need it. I will show you what we're going to do. I would say if you're tighter in your hips, you're going to want your bolster. That's kind of a good reference. So we're going to come into a pigeon pose, but we're going to hold it for several breaths. So that's why the bolster can be handy. So you're going to come to all fours on your hands and knees. Get your bolster, Marilyn. Only because I think you'll like the pose better if you have it. Okay, so we're gonna slide our left knee up behind our left wrist, and then we're going to shimmy our back foot back so the leg straightens and the foot relaxes. So then the spine can just release over your bolster. If you can go lower without the prop, then you'll come all the way to your mat. And you're going to rest on the right ear. Everyone's found their most comfortable version of pigeon pose. Okay, that looks good in the room. So now we're going to add a hold that's really balancing for our hormones. So we're going to place the heel of our left hand onto our forehead, and we're going to drape our fingers over the top of our head. The right hand, spread the hand wide, and now bring it to the back of the head so the fingers are draped toward your other fingers. So the left hand is on the front of the head, the right hand comes behind. This is called the rooster comb hold. So think about a rooster head. That's kind of what the shape is. Now let your eyes soften or close and take a few breaths here. Marilyn, so scooch back so your head can rest on your bolster to one side. Does that feel better? Three more Ujjayi breaths. And then release your rooster comb hold. Place your hands on the floor. Slowly press yourself up. You can slide your left leg back in a way that's most easeful for you. Come back to all fours again so that there's space in between your knees and they're hip distance apart. And we'll go to the second side. So the right knee will slide behind your right wrist. Now you'll go as far as you can. You might not go that far, but that's the direction. The left leg's going to reach back and straighten, and then the top of the foot will rest on the floor. Then your spine will come and rest on the mat or on your bolster. You're turning your head to the right so that you're resting on the left ear, right on the ridges of your ear. If that's simply not comfortable for you, then you can rest your head in a neutral position. But we're going to add this hand hold only if it feels good for you. If it doesn't, you can omit it. So the right heel of the hand comes onto the forehead and the fingers drape over the head. The left hand comes behind the head, fingers draping to the top of the head. Your whole body is relaxing. And enjoy 3 more nourishing breaths. Releasing your hands, bringing them back on the floor. Slowly bring yourself up, sliding your legs back. You can set yourself now up on your bolster or a folded blanket, and we'll come into a seated position with our legs stretched out in front of us. How did that feel?
Awesome.
I love the rooster comb hold. It's my new favorite thing. So with your legs out in front of you, you're going to bend your right knee and bring your heel in toward your buttocks. And then you're going to open up your right hip and knee. So some of you might like to have a block or a blanket or pillow under your right knee. It doesn't easily make it to the ground. Your foot is right on the inside seam of your left leg. As you ground your sitting bones down, your spine lengthens and your navel moves in and up. Shoulders move back. From your left sitting bone down to your left heel, you're grounding your leg down. Some of you might not be able to see my heel, but it's pressed into the ground and my toes are up. So with that setup, some of you might stay right here. This is enough work to keep your legs straight, to keep your spine straight, to activate your core. Some of you can hinge at your hips and reach your heart toward your toes, walking your hands in that direction without rounding your shoulders or dropping your head. If you feel any impingement in your low back, please come all the way back upright. If that doesn't alleviate it, put a slight bend in your left knee. Find your sweet spot of self-love. This is not about self-torture right now. This is never about self-torture. So you don't need to go to a point of pain. You want to go before that. You want to go to the edge and breathe and give permission to your body to release whatever it's holding on to that's binding up that tension in that spot. The hamstrings, the back of the knee, the calf. Maybe it's between your shoulder blades. Just let your body soften in those areas and then breathe some self-love into those sticky spots. 3 more breaths. Inhale and slowly rise up. Bring your right knee in and stretch your leg out. Second side, left heel comes in. Open the left knee out. If it doesn't make it to the mat, put a prop underneath it. Put the sole of your foot into the right inner shin or inner thigh. Again, set up your roots, set up your long spine, draw the core in and up, shoulders back. Option here to hinge at the hips. Walk your hands forward, heart reaches toward your toes. Rooting your heel down, spring your toes. Yeah, spring your toes up toward the sky. It looks really good. Deep, full breaths. If you deal with low back pain, being able to set your hamstrings free is a part of your process in being free of back pain. It's not about getting to your toes, it's about the journey on your way to your toes. I didn't make that up, somebody else said it. But I like to remember that in these forward bends. I have a sacrum that likes to go out of balance a lot, and so if I go too deep, too quick, then I throw my sacrum off. 2 more breaths. Thank you, hamstrings and calves, for opening a little bit more, and hips. Slowly rise up. Draw your leg in. Stretch your legs out. Give them a little shake. And then slide off your prop. And we'll make our way onto our backs. So if you want a pillow or a blanket for head support, you can set that up. We are going to go to Shavasana soon, so if your bolster is helpful for you under your knees, you can keep that nearby you. And then go ahead and lie on your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Take a gentle rock side to side. We're lying on our backs, knees into our chest. Place your hands on your kneecaps, separate your knees apart. Circle your hips and knees with your breath in one direction, out, together, back and toward your chest. Reverse directions. Happy baby pose. Draw your knees up toward your armpits. Let your feet come up toward the sky, flat. Hands can come to the shins as the knees release toward the floor, or take a hold of your big toes, or take a hold of the outer foot. Whatever you need to do, and you can be still in your happy baby, or you can rock side to side. And then bring your feet together and place one foot at a time on the earth, and we're going to stretch out into Shavasana. Final relaxation pose in your most comfortable setup for you. Support under your head or knees. And then I'm going to offer a mirror reflex hold of our hands. So we put our hands on these spots because it actually shifts us physiologically. And this one is for the earth element. So we're going to place the heels of our hands over our cheekbones, our palms over our eye sockets, and our fingers drape over our forehead. And we're going to breathe fluidly as we begin to relax and allow this hand hold to calm the mind, to balance our earth element. And keep your hands here until you start to feel calmness. Relaxing your arms at any time. I will be gentle with myself. I will love myself. I am a child of the universe, being born each moment. I will be gentle with myself. I will love myself. I am a child of the universe, being born each moment, being born each moment. Begin to grow your breaths. Slowly and lovingly begin to reawaken your body. And ever so slowly, you'll make your way onto your side into fetal position, lingering there for a few breaths. Gathering up that supportive and nourishing earth energy as you make your way up away from the earth and come back into a comfortable seated position with your spine straight. Taking a couple deep breaths here. We're going to close with a seated meditation. Just continue to take several smooth, deep inhales. And simply relax and let your body settle. Bring your awareness to your root chakra, which is the energy center located at the base of your spine, and it runs down your legs to your feet. Visualize roots coming out from your body and sinking into the earth. Allow yourself to feel not only grounded, but also connected to the earth through these tendrils of roots that run from your body deep into the ground and spread wide all around you. These roots, like the roots of the trees, are interconnected with the roots of everyone on the planet. Feel this connection as the quiet, underground whispering of the microbes and mycelium that interconnect the unseen world. Allow this feeling of connection to filter back up from the roots into your body. Rise up this feeling of connection through your spine, directly into your heart chakra. Feel the beating of your heart in rhythm with the pulse of the earth. Bring both hands to rest, one on top of the other over the heart chakra, the center of your chest. As you hold your heart, let this energy continue to rise up and out your crown, connecting you with the heavens and the pure potential. We're going to end our meditation and our practice with the Bija mantra sound of LAM, L-A-M. And we're going to chant it together one time, just like we chant Om. Let's take a deep breath in together. Take a moment to notice how you're feeling. Namaste to each of you.